Well, it's not the original Luigi's Mansion being remade for the Switch, but I guess it's the second best thing? That is right, you guys. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon just got announced to be getting a remaster on the Nintendo Switch. Well, they call it a visual enhancement, but I'm guessing they're going to do more so of a remaster of it. This is, for me, freaking huge because of the fact that when I started this channel about 10 years ago, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon was the first game I ever covered. I talked about it pre-release and, all my anticipation, and I even vlogged me getting it at GameStop when I was just, 14 or 15 years old. Like, it's really, really crazy that we've come full circle, and now this game is getting remastered on the Nintendo Switch. So today's video is going to be a general kind of overview of my thoughts of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon being remastered. What I think of what we saw from the trailer, what I would like to see, and some things I'm a little nervous about. So if you guys enjoy this video, definitely do drop a like and comment down below if you want to join the conversation. And then, of course, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you're notified of when I upload videos to the channel. Thank you for all the new subscribers who've joined in the past few days from all the direct hype and speculation. I'm assuming there's going to be a little bit more as we build up to Dark Moon Remastered, so hopefully stick around for the ride. Anyways, let's get right on into it with what my initial thoughts were from when I saw the trailer. Well, I think my reaction speaks for itself a little bit here. Yeah, I nearly broke my tripod and I hurt my wrist in the process, but it's okay. It's all worth it for the love of Luigi's Mansion. Now, let's get into what we learned from this trailer. Firstly, they really emphasized in both the reveal trailer and the tweet, and even in the timestamps, that this is a visual enhancement, which really to me says they're not going to do too much, which is really, really worrisome, and it's a little thought-provoking for a couple different reasons. Firstly is the fact that this game is not coming out until 2024. It is a next year title. And for me, it is a little bit weird to announce this early if it's coming out next year if all they're doing is touching up the visuals. That tells me that this is pretty early on, or maybe there's a little bit more that they're not telling us. Which leads to another point. If this is just a visual enhancement, then I do think that this game needs to look absolutely spectacular, on par with Luigi's Mansion 3. That's really what I want. The animations, if they are only doing the visuals, then fine. The animations could still be a little bit, not as smooth as Luigi's Mansion 3's, as we can clearly see from the trailer footage. But I at least want some decent, really good, graphics in the game. Now, it doesn't need to be, splendid, eye candy, but I have three main requirements for this game. Firstly, I want the game to be darker, or at least an option to make the game darker visually. Because Luigi's Mansion 3 is very bright, we all know this, and Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon does have quite a few dark spots, and I really want that to be emphasized, and, to make Luigi's flashlight a thing again, and having that dark, spooky ambience would really be great, especially if they're going to do things like improve the textures of those god-awful spiderwebs from Dark Moon. If those spiderwebs come back, Jesus Christ, I don't even know what I'm going to say. That'll be horrible, but I don't think they're going to do that. Secondly, the second thing I really want them to do is I want them to add dust. I want dust to be added to this game, dust particles flying around, because even looking at the trailer that we see here, there isn't any of that. The mansion just looks so squeaky clean, and I know that was the case in Dark Moon as well, but or I should say in the 3DS version of Dark Moon, but at least on the 3DS, the graphics aren't clear enough to make it really that obvious. Here, the mansion just looks so super squeaky clean, and I just want a little extra visual flair to make the mansion Mansion feel even more haunted and abandoned. And, you know, like I said, if they are only focusing on the visuals for this game, I don't think that's too big of an ask if it's coming out next year. Add dust, add particle effects, add cool flashlight effects, do some really cool stuff with how the game looks to make it stand out a little bit, you know? Lastly, if it's only visual things they're going to update, I really want the ghosts to look a little bit better. The ghost in the trailer, or at least the one greenie that we saw, looks okay, but I really want them to be a little more transparent, you know, translucent, see-through, maybe glowing a little bit ominously. I really want them to look really otherworldly and less kind of cartoony like they do in Dark Moon. So that's what we know from the trailer and what we've seen. It's coming out next year. It's mostly going to be visual enhancements. That's what we learned. There's really not that much to go on here. So let's talk about what I do want to see out of this, because I'll be honest, I do want this to be more than just a visual enhancement. I want this to be a fully blown, completely different experience. Now, of course, keeping the story, keeping Dark Moon to what makes it great. Keep the soundtrack, keep the main frame of the story, like, keep most things untouched. You don't need to change the cutscenes, even though I would like the ghost to be a little less goofy, but then that would be changing what Dark Moon is, so I can understand why they wouldn't do that. The one thing I really want them to change, if they are going to go a step beyond visual enhancements, get rid of the mission structure. I know that is another fundamental part of what makes Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Like, that's a fundamental part of it. But it is one that I can probably say is one of the most universally not cared for things. Even if you don't hate it or don't, like, you know, if it's something that it doesn't bother you, it's probably still something that you're probably looking at like, okay, I can see where it would be nicer to not have it. Which, of course, not having that mission structure would mean completely restructuring how the game is played. And I'll be honest, I'm completely fine with that. I would love a more open Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, where you're not being pulled back to the lab after every single thing that, you know, you do. You know, and people being like, oh, but how's EGAD gonna give you your next mission? Literally, just have EGAD call you, and rather than him sucking you back to the lab, tell you what your next mission is while you're still in the mansion already. You know, and don't limit where you can explore. There are places in the game that, you know, if you're in a certain mission, the game will block you from going a particular direction because that's not the way the game wants you to go for the mission. I want that gone. I want you to be able to freely explore the mansion, like, at any point. Just wander around. Once you've unlocked a room, just be able to walk around anywhere you want in the mansion and just have that freedom, because that's what Luigi's Mansion, at least 1 and even 3, are about. Giving you the freedom to explore this mansion however you want, being able to revisit any floor and still find little secrets and things, you know, ghosts to catch and all of that. Like, that's the whole point. Being restrictive like Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon is really contrast to what makes the series great. That's what makes people love the first game and the third game. It's the exploration. It's being able to look at every nook and cranny, being able to explore all these rooms. And if the game restricts you on that, it's really a bummer. Honestly, getting to replay Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon a few months ago for my ZakPak show episode, if you didn't watch that, I highly recommend it. But replaying that game did give me a newfound appreciation for Dark Moon. I'm not saying that I love the game at all, or that it's, like, you know, like, as good as the first game or anything like that, but I see where the love is for this game. I see the appeal. And since it's coming to the Nintendo Switch now, it's coming to a home console, well, I guess home console, handheld, hybrid, whatever. Because of the fact that it's doing that, I do have higher expectations of it. And I don't know, the one question I still have is I still don't know who's developing it. Because it could be Next Level Games doing this remaster, but it could also be someone like Grezzo doing this remaster. So I'm not entirely sure what to expect here. As we learn more, as more news comes out, of course, I will keep you guys informed. If you guys remember my Luigi's Mansion 3 coverage back in, like, 2019, you'll know that I'm pretty on top of this stuff. So if Luigi's Mansion is your cup of tea, definitely subscribe to the channel. I've got a whole Luigi's Mansion 4 Concepts series coming out at the end of the year, another one. So hopefully you stick around for that. Hopefully you find something you enjoy on the channel, and I'm excited to get talking about Luigi's Mansion again. I mean, minus the concept project. It's really fun to have, you know, that's the one thing as like a Luigi's Mansion fan, we don't get games that often. There's only 3 main Luigi's Mansion games. Most Nintendo franchises have more than that. So more than anything, Luigi's Mansion fans know how long a wait can be sometimes for a game. I mean, between 1 and Dark Moon was 12 years nearly. So it's really cool to see Luigi's Mansion getting more love, Nintendo appreciating it more, and even though I don't care for Dark Moon and I really wanted the first game to get remade, I'm still super happy that this game is getting remade. It's another option to play Luigi's Mansion, you know, for people who might not have a 3DS, who can't emulate it. Like, it's an option for people to play the game, and I'm excited for people to get to play it. So, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, all that stuff down below. Hit that notification bell so that you're notified of when I upload videos. And check out the merch store. There's some cool ZakPak merch up on there for you guys to check out. And until next time, you guys, I'll see you all in the next video.